Hey guys, this is Miss Mao here with What If the Greta Transformation Quirk Part 2. So to start this video off already, so where we last left off, Deku just finished the UA entering exam and started to wait for his letter. When he arrived, they couldn't open it up and sees that All Might, but it's recording so Deku can't talk to him. But as All Might explained, they got the second highest amount of villain points, but he got the highest amount of hero points, so they will see him soon in class 1A. Deku began to cry from joy. He noticed something in his pocket watch. It's something like spinning, and then it levels up. After it says that, Deku noticed that the time limit has increased, which means that the more he succeeds, the more his limit will increase. Deku barely cares because the next day, Deku goes to UA in class 1A, but he's kind of lost. When he finds his class, he notices that the door is huge. Then he remembers that Venom is like 8 feet tall, so I guess it's okay. But Deku walks in, sees Koch and Lita arguing. But Lita soon runs to Deku and asks him what is his name, and that his name is Tenyi Lita. That he's very impressed with his unique quirk, how he somehow managed to figure out that the hero part of the test, that he is a better hero than him. Before Deku could say it's okay, somebody touches Deku. When he looks to see who it is, he sees a Uraraka. The minute he sees a Uraraka, she tries to talk to him, how cool his quirk is. How it's kind of funny that he can turn into a child, then turn into an 8 feet buff monster. Before Deku could respond, he noticed somebody on the floor. But the guys soon stand up. They're about to be quiet, and if they're here to make friends, then they should go home. But if you're not, then put on your PE uniforms and meet him outside. But before he can leave, you can ask him about orientation. But Archer says, this is UA. He can teach his class any way he wants. So meet him outside. So Deku and everybody else goes outside. As Caution tells him his score, he then tells Caution to throw it with his quirk. As he gets over there, he throws the ball and he reaches over 700 meters. We're also screaming, die! After he throws the ball, everybody's shocked. Mina said that if they are allowed to use their quirks, then that should be fun. Which I saw give her a glare. It's that if she thinks this is fun, whoever gets the lowest record will get expelled. Everybody freak out and say that it's not fair. But Asao says that life isn't fair and neither are disasters or villains, which makes everybody go quiet. Then Asao tells them they will now begin with the other test, but he tells Deku to do the jump test. And when Deku sees the jump test, he already has an idea to use by now, since she can make a spring and jump really far. So Deku begins to walk. Kacchan's coughing to himself. What can he possibly do? The transmission may be able to control fire, but he doesn't seem like he can jump. But Deku says, "Spine now." Before he could jump, Kacchan charges at him, while screaming that he had multiple forms. But then Aizawa erases his quirk and captures him. When he captured Kacchan and erases his quirk, he noticed that Deku was to transform. He wasn't able to erase his quirk. She just calls Kacchan and warns him. Then he grabs Deku and starts asking, why is he immune to his quirk? When Deku heard that, he realized that his teacher's underground hero named Eraserhead. Before he could fumble any words, so he could come up with an excuse. Everything around him freezes, and then that's when Deku sees the strange man. When Deku asks, why the hell is he here? Man just tells him when he unfreezes time, that he should tell Aizawa that his quirk is the transformation quirk, also being a emitter quirk and mutation quirk. And he transforms his body transforms into a mutated form, which might have emitter abilities. So when he uses his emitter quirk on his original body, then he removes his transformation ability. When he uses his quirk on his transformation, he's only removing the transformation's power, which completely confuses Deku and probably most of you. Before he can ask any more questions, the man disappears and time is moving again. Before Aizawa could ask again, Deku explains that when he transforms, he must be removing his transformations abilities, since his transformations are like their own beings. Which makes Aizawa close his eyes and claim that his reasoning makes sense, so take the test already. That's what Deku does. He uses Spine now and jumps over the sand pit, also getting pinched by the girls since they think he's adorable in that form. But Deku then uses Venom to destroy the Cryptors during a strength test. He then uses Ghost Rider during his speed test against Lita, but ends up losing since Deku used Ghost Rider's motorcycle Do they have enough time to gain speed? Yes, Deku does more tests. He sort of wrecks everybody. And uses his Ben Bernie test that takes strength like push-ups or sit-ups. When he does anything that wobbles Jichi, he uses by now since she is made of plastic. And has no bones. But when he does the ball though, jumps into Ghost Rider, confuses everybody, but when Deku throws the ball, Azar looks at me and says, 2,000 meters. This makes everybody scream saying, how is that possible? That's more than twice than Cauldron scores. When everybody looks at Deku just responds with that it's pretty easy since he can lift 50,000 pounds or 25 tons. This makes everybody shocked. But Cauldron is pissed because he just found out that Nether is strong, that he beat his score without even trying. But he knew if he went to attack, he would get suspended. But after everybody calmed down, Deku ended up in first place. And to no one's surprise, Mineta came in last. But I don't want to put somebody else in the class that we get that too much work. So I says that it was just a test. But there's just Mineta that needs to try harder. Later that day, Deku goes home. Before he leaves, Mineta shows up and starts talking to Deku and asks him what his quirk was. Deku just told him that he can transform into 5 different people, but only for 11 minutes. And says he has a 2-minute recharge period. But then Deku hears somebody call him. It turns out to be Uraka. After Uraka catches up, she asks if his name was Deku. And they have the same interaction when Deku tells everybody that they can call him Deku, but Uraka asks him why he shot those names when he transformed. Oops. They can call him Deku, but Uraka asks why he shouts those names when he transforms. Deku told her that the names are like an activation. So Lira and Uraka both ask what all his forms are. Deku just shows him his book. And once they start looking, Lira said that these forms are interesting, but Uraka just says Spinel and Pikachu are adorable. After a while, Deku goes home. The next day, Deku's in class. But then he hears somebody say, I'm walking through the door like a normal person. But you guys can always know who it is. It's All Might. But All Might tells everybody to meet him in his classroom. Everybody shows up to All Might's room. Tells him that this class is Heroes 101. And they need to suit up. Since this quirk is very unique power, he gets a different costume. For example, costume doesn't have the mask. Also has a bunch of pockets with medicine and stuff. And like sort of like a book bag where you keep transformations and transformation notes. But it doesn't really matter. All Might starts explaining that today they're going to do a heroes and villain battles where 2 students will be the heroes and 2 of them will defeat 2 villains. But either arrest them or reach in a bomb. And the teams are Deku and Uraka as heroes versus Lira and Bakugo as villains. The minute the test starts, Deku already has an idea. Tells Uraka that he knows how Caution acts, so he's gonna leave Lira so he can hunt them down. That means Lira is himself. So they can get past him without noticing. Then one of them can hold Lira off, while the other goes for the bomb. Uraka asks how they get past him. He just smiles because he then transforms to Spinel and grabs Uraka. He then extends his legs until they're in front of the floor that contains Lira and a bomb. But as soon as they get into the window, Lira turns around. But before he can do anything, he's getting kicked in the face. When he tries to get back up, he feels Spinel around him like a snake. So he can't move, and before he can call Caution, his mouth covered, and he watches Uraka touches a bomb, which makes All Might appear on the speaker and tells everybody the heroes won, which pisses up Caution, since he's been looking forward to Deku in his fight. But after the fight, All Might asks everybody, who's the MVP? And this makes Momo say MVP was Deku. He predicted that Bakugo was the biggest threat and predicted a way to avoid him. And reached the bomb was able to deactivate it in 3 minutes. He also should have taken Lira more serious, because All Might tells her that she is correct, that he couldn't have said any better. But as the other match begins, Deku pays close attention, but when school was over, Deku, Lira, and Uraka go home. But the League of Villains are having a meeting right now. But Shigarati talks with Kyuki, a portal appears, and the same man that gave Deku his powers walked through it. But Sugar tries to touch him and kill him. The minute he touches, he realizes his quirk isn't working. The man disappears and reappears in that chair still. But Yuki can't do anything either since his quirk isn't working. But the man asks Shiraki if he would like some help, which confuses Shiraki, because he asks, help with what? The man tells him he wants to help him try to take down the heroes. Then Shiraki pisses and starts questioning, how the hell does he know of those plans? The man just tells him that he has his ways, and he isn't here to fight, he's here to help, which makes Shiraki ask, how can you help? That's when the man stood up and looked at Shiraki and asked him, he needs soldiers. That's when Shiraki asked, how does he know this? How can he know if he trusts him or his soldiers? The man just happened when he did. The room was filled with robots that were like 8 feet tall. That's 4 arms. Shiraki noticed the robot didn't have normal poses. Instead of a bunch of lights where their face should be. If you guys don't understand, these are the alien robots from the show Lost in Space. It's on Netflix, watch it. But the man tells Shiraki the robots will not disobey. They're pretty strong, but they can't be destroyed, so be careful. Before the man could leave, Shiraki asks, why the hell is he helping them? And he's responding by telling Shiraki that he's bored. He likes to mess around, but guys, the video's gonna end here. I don't want it to be too long, but I don't want it to start the USJ arc just yet, so I'm sorry if the video is too short, but I'm going to end the video here. So before I leave, don't forget to like the video, also hitting the subscribe button, the notification button as well. We're also checking out my Discord, so you can go beyond plus ultra.